Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Showcase on Bloodborne. Today's item is excellent for killing vampires. Too bad there's no vampires in Bloodborne. It is the Stake Driver. Raising the stakes indeed. A trick weapon fashioned by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs. Favored the retired hunter Duja, I think that's how it's pronounced name. If not, I can scarcely care. The Stake Driver, with its query complex design, violently drives a thick stake into the flesh of foes. The Stake Driver allows for high damage critical attacks, but is difficult to use and leaves the wielder wide open. Well, this should be a bother to a mere powder keg. Now, starting to get raised with the Stake Driver and, the consistency of weapons in the time period. So, when you look at the Stake Driver, you think, okay, it's saying to drill a stake back and forth. Now, what would power such a device? Can't say explosives, because, you don't really reload it after. It does not really use any charges. What's normally used this is hydraulics, and hydraulics need air. Even pumped air at that. Victorian era had no such things. So this just destroys every sense of immersion. But if it's not important to you, whatever. Visually, well, it's something you kind of expect to see in the real world, just not a pointy bit on the end of it. And as what a Stake Driver would normally do, it would just be goes one end and then violently shoves out the other end at a rapid speed. Looks rather bulky, heavy, and the spear doesn't actually look all that sharp. Looks more blunt than sharp. But given out the speed's coming out at an opponent, it shouldn't be a problem despite being blunt. Now, going on to the stats for the Stake Driver. On the base physical, we don't have a whole lot. We have a little bit less than average, at only 85. Bonus damage is just about around the same range, at 49 or 50 for my stats of 45. We see there's no real special stats to speak of, so we'll go on to a trio bonus, which we got a D for strength, a D for skill, and a D for arcane. The turbo requirement will be 18 strength and 9 skill. Yes, and the majority of strength. But the build of it doesn't actually matter a whole lot in terms of attributes and what you think going forward. But otherwise, it's going to be a difficult weapon to wield, as you'll see in a second. But before we go there, we can see the actual damage stats here, that it's actually split between blunt and bolt thrust damage, which, from what I noticed, there isn't a whole lot of thrust attacks, as you'll see. They're mostly blunt, but there are a couple ones. Are they easy to do? No. Now, going on to the animations for the Stake Driver, the base attack here is kind of like slashing your opponent with the occasional jab. Occasional. Power attack. Well, simply put, it's you're kind of clubbing the enemy over the head with the darn thing. Again, more blunt and sharp. The power attack version, or the charge attack, as you see, it's the same thing, just a lot more force being put into it. Alright. For the light step back attack, you see it's a rapid jab, the easiest one to perform. And the power attack version is kind of a swipe, quick one of that. The light rolling attack is an uppercut. And of course the heavy rolling attack is no different from the plain heavy attack. Okay, you got the plunge attack there, which is a rather heavy jab there. No one with thrust attacks. Alright, and here it is, transformed. Well, it's just primed to go. Well, the move set is, you get rapid punching there. Incredibly short range by the looks of it. And the power attack, well, it's the removal of your said transformed state. You're no longer charged. However, you would charge it up, you got a lot of explosive action there. Although it takes a long time to perform. A good solid 3.5 seconds about there, or 3 seconds, yeah. So yeah, no whole lot of change there. But rolling attack, you see, is a quick punch, if not the uppercut again. And light heavy rolling attack, same as normal heavy attack. However, the back set, you can see, is a quick punch. It's all the same animations, as you see. It's all the same animations, except for occasionally get the protruding outward point. So, I can't say this really is a transport weapon. It's just changed slightly. Just slightly. Alright, let's go on to the upgrading of the Stake Driver. Now, for base damage, we don't get a huge amount. We get an acceptable amount, is what I like to put it. So I'm not sure how viable this weapon is down the road, because you're not going to get a huge amount of damage out of this. It's probably a reason why I don't see it very often, if at all. I think I only saw it once or twice in my whole playthrough, back in the early days playing this. But yeah, so you can see the average damage is okay, but you can see the tree bonus not going anywhere. Nowhere. Still all D. But, surprisingly, the first one you'll see change is the arcane. And there it is, to C. That's the first thing to change. And you see at the next upgrade of a wet div go there, it'll be to strength, it'll go to C as well. So overall damage is, it's okay. Again, just okay. It's a little underwhelming, but it's mainly on that charge attack. Now, if you were to change the entire nature of arcane, you can easily do that. One arcane blood gem will change the whole nature to it. Good for arcane builds. Well, good is a very subjective term, because, you know, this weapon's not conventional, as you'll be able to see in the performance. Now, time for the performance. I'm going to be straight and clean about this. This weapon is beyond awkward. Alright, you see the base attack there? Quick enough, although the range is just garbage. That's the entire length of that weapon in a nutshell. Range is nothing. But is any good close quarters? Well, it's alright if you can get that charge attack. Now, that's the problem, see? You got no range. It takes a full solid 3 seconds. Good luck doing it anywhere, even if your enemies are remotely quick at all. It's not going to happen. At all. Now, if you charge it, or you prime it, let's just use the word primed, it's good on one-on-ones, decent enough, but against the groups, it's pointless, it's useless. Not very good at all. It's like the range is abysmal. It's a measly 1. So yeah, not that great. So I didn't even get to even use a charge attack. Let's change that. Let's use it against this executioner here. Easier said than done, because, you know, he's not too slow. But in terms of range, he's got me beat in spades. Easily. Yeah, the base damage, you can see he's not going to do a whole lot. So yeah, that's one of the main problems with this weapon. Even a charge attack like that, still like garbage amount of damage. So let's prime it and try to get attack and see how much damage it does. And so, that damage does a lot. But, can you get it done in 3 seconds? That's the challenge. So how does it do against armor here? Well, base attack, not a whole lot. Probably some jabs do a decent amount, but I probably won't do that much. Let's do the charge attack, because that's what matters. These guys don't act very quickly. See, the rapid punching gets me somewhere, but it takes too long still, in my opinion. Alright, let's try this. He died. Fuck. Well, no matter. We'll try it on someone with other armor. A little bit bigger in armor. Now, I tried doing this while parrying them, but still, even that parry frame is not long enough. That window of opportunity. Still not enough. So, against a Battle Maiden, this is a bad idea. She's just too nimble and she has a very good range, but you saw only 812. That's less than the Executioner. So, that's not a good idea. You know what's even a worse idea? Taking on 2 Shadows of Yarn with this thing. If these guys are too quick, they're too nimble, they have too good of range, and taking on 2 of them at a time was just a bad idea. Terrible even. Sure, I can weave between one of their attacks and hit them, but I guess can't keep it up forever. And just trying to even do that attack is a bad idea, as you're going to see here. So I didn't even get it off. They got into me, they cut me down, and then before I knew it, I was being overwhelmed. So yeah, worst idea ever. Just terrible. Don't do it. Abysmal. Okay, time for pros and cons for the Stake Driver. On the pros, packs a hell of a punch in a single package. So that's obviously the main point there. That is the only pro I kind of see for this weapon. On the cons, I'm going to list here. First and foremost, it is incredibly awkward to wield. It has no range. Just about no range. The charge attack takes a full solid 3 seconds, which is too long for most opportunities. It's terrible against nimble opponents, that being said. The overall damage outside the charge is not really that great. So you get the idea. So, the score for the Stake Driver. Now, I'm going to only do one score, because I don't consider the, the charged form any really different. So I'll lump it all into one. Damage, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. The piercing strike is strong, but that's kind of the only thing that's strong. And that's the only good score it's going to get. Reach, 2 out of 10. Abysmal reach. Just shy of like no reach at all. Animation, 3 out of 10. Very bland animations, all short range, incredibly, almost changing nothing. Bonus, it's okay. I give it a 6 out of 10. It's not that high, but it's not terribly low. Miscellaneous, I'm going to give it 2 out of 10. This weapon, it's not very good against PvE. And I don't even want to think of PvP. This probably is the worst effing weapon to bring into a PvP fight. The element of surprise is lost, since you must charge it. You can't charge in your offhand, or when it's disappeared, so you must charge in front of your opponent. He knows what's coming. He knows what you're going to try and do with it. It's pointless. So in total, I give the Stake Driver 21 out of 50. It's bad. Bad, and if that charge time was only half that much, it would be a lot better. But no, it's not. But what about that damage, yo? And here it is with a bunch of blood gems. So we got that bonus damage to go somewhere pretty decent now, pretty good. Let's see how much it really hurts now. So, at least we could say it hurts. A lot. Just too bad that it's just too difficult to do in most scenarios. Yeah, this thing is pretty useless overall. Maybe it'd be decent for boss battles. Maybe that's where I can see, because those enemies are slow in certain aspects. And especially in their weak spots. But, outside of that, I don't know, this thing's kind of like a flaming piece of shit. That's my opinion on it. That's been Showcase for Taylor. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.